Hello and welcome to the next episode of Mr. Wilson FM, developing a nation with Celtic FC. You do join me now, as we are preparing to play the first league game against Motherwell. I do thank you for watching. Trying to get my words out, that's a good start. Thank you for watching. To all those that did watch the first episode, I know it was quite talkative and going over lots of things, but hopefully from now on we can just get down, play some matches, have some fun. Again, obviously this is first time doing recording and all this sort of stuff, so I know things might not be 100% as maybe some of the other channels have been doing for quite a long time, but trying to get there. Hopefully, any advice you got, feel to pass it on. But hopefully you will like the content, like what we're doing, and we can just have some fun with this and hopefully be part of the journey. That this is definitely going to be a long journey to get us to where we want to be. So there's a few bits to go over. We'll get into that, and then we're going to play the first game of the Ladbrokes Premiership season against Motherwell. So some of those things include transfers. So if we look at the transfer history, we've bought in a few players. Now, I really want to strengthen quite a few areas to try and make us a force in this first season, just mainly to get some of that coefficient points on the board. There weren't a ton of players that we could ever afford because there wasn't a huge budget, or that would come to us. There's a few deals that almost went through but cancelled. It was going to cost us a lot of money, or work permit issues, or things like that. But there was a few that almost made it and didn't. There's a couple that I'm going to monitor for future, but we're going to cost quite a bit of money, and I needed to save some money. That's another thing for all the regens coming up. That's because that's the main point of this, is to go regen hunting and get a lot in over the season, just have a constant stream of them coming in. So I needed a bit of money to keep back for that. I've still not got rid of a few players I'm trying to get rid of, but we'll come to that as well. So the first one was Diogo Dalot, I think you said that. I apologise if I butcher any names, but we all have different ways of saying names, but going with Diogo Dalot. Didi, that's what we'll say, Didi. So he's a right back. Young, again, I was looking for some young players. Came up, he was available to sort of pretty much a poach, basically, from FC Porto. So we did, cost 650k in compensation. We've loaned him out actually to Motherwell, because we do have a couple of good right backs. So I didn't want him just to be wasting away. It didn't need a huge amount of tutoring. I did start him getting tutored, but when they came on with that offer, it was going to be first team regular for him. I thought, some players you really do need to tutor, but he has some decent stats there. Obviously his concentration, his position, teamwork need to be better, but he's 17. I felt like a year under his belt getting first team football. It should help developing, to understand the language. He's playing in the same country, but also getting some game time. Hopefully we'll be able to develop, and then when he comes back and potentially comes maybe a number 2, I can get him tutored a bit more and develop some of those stats that are lacking at the moment. But hopefully they will improve just over the course of playing season. If you look at him, he's played 3 cup games, 8.07, he's got a goal, 7.3 on his non-competitive, so he's doing alright for them so far by the looks of it. Cup games, so I'm guessing maybe a low level cup. I don't think they do. Yeah, pretty much been like a low level cup competition, League Cup, so they've already been playing a League Cup. So that's where they come from. So that was the first time, 650k. Next one is Michael Essien. I needed a backup defensive midfielder. I didn't want to spend a lot of money because, again, I do want to go out there and find regens. So it didn't want tons of money, 4.7k. He's not brilliant by any stretch of imagination, but 3-star ability just to be a backup defensive midfielder, basically. That's all it was, just in those cup games. And the games I'm not really that bothered about, or if you get injuries, that he's just a squad player, really. I did sort of think about potentially be a tutor, because he's got good stats and the mentals, so if there is some tutoring opportunities, potentially, he speaks English obviously, so that might be an option. Next one was Nicola Milankovitch, I think you say it. Centre half, got him from Partizan, immediately loaned him back there. He looked alright, sort of saying that he's got a potential sort of 4.5 star, currently 2.5. So he's currently at 6th best. But hopefully, a season under his belt, he might get better. He's saying susceptible injuries, but I took a bit of a punt on him. He wanted tons of money, 150,000. I did it some add-ons and clauses after 50 games, but obviously if he's no good, he won't reach those 50 games for us, so therefore he won't lose out. Here's one I did want to tutor, but obviously they insisted, pretty much locked in, that it had to be loaned back to them, so there's nothing I can do about that. So they've got him back for this season. When he comes back, I'm going to try and tutor him, and hopefully we can get a bit out of him. He's really tall, got some decent starting stats for 18. Obviously his mental's a bit in there, but he's got a good jump reach, fitness, strength. Obviously he's not super quick, but he's super tall, so sometimes you get that give and go with that. I don't know, he's one of those I just took a bit of a punt on. I wanted to try and see if there's anyone that I could get near the start for quite cheap, and he sort of came up and I decided, I'll give it a go. I'll say it could potentially raise to 350k if he does play a 50 games, so we'll see. Next one was Carlos Elena. I've had him before, quite a few saves to be honest, last on FM16. Usually after a few seasons getting into it, turned out really good, and Barcelona would loan him out or sell him. Obviously, he's at the start, he's quite sort of young, and obviously he's not got tons of, his physical not great at all, but 17 first touch, 15 passing, 16 technique, that flair. He's got some decent stats, and really it was just more about, because I've just got that potential, but it was just more about having just a bit of a backup player who was really weak in midfield. I was really struggling to find a lot of players. Obviously, the new game, get into it. The old game, I kind of had the players, the go-to ones I kind of knew, and I've gone for a few of them, but a lot of them have changed clubs, or become key members, or cost too much, have that price range, we just didn't have a lot of money, and I couldn't really sell anyone that would bring me a big amount of money in to then invest. So I had to make do at the moment, and I'm kind of hoping that by sort of January window and next season we'll have a bigger budget. If I'm getting Champions League at 8 million plus 6 at end of season, so we'll, can have a bigger budget to go and actually bring in some better players for them now to last as well as regens come in. But we'll see how it goes. But he's basically a squad player, just again for cup games, things like that, if we get injuries. So we're not having to rely on the kids, which there's no one really great down there that we can rely on. Next one was another young player, Tony Later. Again, it was another pre-contract, basically an approach to sign him, so I did. Would come to us, not on much money, worth 400 already. He's got again some good stats, some decent mentals. He's got better technicals than Dalot. He's got 12 crossing, 12 dribbling, 13 first touch, 12 marking, 12 tackling. So he's got better defensive stats than Dalot. But yeah, he's one of those again. He's got decent physicals, decent mentals. Obviously to be improved. He's 18 years old. He was wanted by a few clubs, and that's kind of where I noticed him from. I think Porto, maybe that not Valencia. Another Spanish, maybe that Real. A few were interested in him anyway. That's kind of what alerted me to it, because I was just got looking through transfer rumours, just trying to get a bit of input on the early few days, and yeah, it came across. So I decided to give him a punt. He's really rated with a potential 5-star, 2-star now. So here's my backup left back. So he's going to rotate and play cup games. That was one of his promises he wanted. Was when I did the pre-contract discussion with him, he wanted to play in cup games, which is fine with me. He will do. So yeah, that's got the transfers in. Let's go back to here. A few out we did. Emilio Izaguri is one that dramatically worth less than he was in 2016. FM 2016, he was one that I did sell. I think I got about 4 or 5 million. It was weird. It was worth a lot more. I'm guessing his stats have took a beating. I don't know, so I can't remember exactly like what they looked like, but it was worth a lot more on the last game. Because he's one that again, because we got Kieran Tierney at left back, who's a potential start. I wanted to play him anyway, so I decided there was no point having someone, because he's on 21,000k with us at the beginning of the game. There's no point having anything. He only has like a year to go, maybe on his contract. So I thought there's no point keeping someone like that. You might as well cash in and get the money for him. And it was worth about 4 million on the last game, but it was only about 250k on this one. So I think we sold him for pretty much that. Yeah, 250k. They wanted me to pay about 6 grand of his wages, so pretty much it knocks out like 250k. But he was on 21 grand and he wouldn't have played. So we are saving money on his wages. So it is something. But it was just one of those. I'm not really going to play him. Obviously, we've got Tony Leto in, who is good enough to play a backup at the moment. So it just made sense. Next was Nadir Sipit. I'm not even going to attempt that because I think I'm going to absolutely butcher that, to be honest. But yeah, we sold him for 750k. It was worth that. His value jumped up a little bit there. He was over, I think it was on about 10, maybe 9, about the same amount of money. He wasn't really going to play for us. I didn't really like the look of him, and stats wise, 11 finishing, 11 first touch, composure, not really pace. Nothing stood out to say, we need to play this guy. So I decided, let's cash in on him. On the last game, he was on loan at the beginning on F16. So when he came back, I sold him. Again, I think for about $1 million or something like that. So I decided that, yeah, I needed to raise a bit of funds, 750k, quick and easy, got a bit more money off the wage budget. Lee Menson, he was one that had 2 determination. I'm really drawn to players with determination, so he's worth 100k with us. He was on like 2.5 grand. Just decided to get a bit of money. He was just clearing out a bit of money off the wage budget and a bit of money in the bank. Not much, but it's something. This one's Logan Bailey. Does start off with, we've got about 4 or 5 keepers. So you've got Craig Gordon. They've just signed one in Doris DeVries. However you pronounce it. I'm sure someone will definitely correct me on that one, but I'm giving it a go. You got to praise someone that gives it a go. And then we had sort of Logan Bailey was 130. He'd been there the season prior. It's just I didn't need all these keepers, and after Gordon, they're all pretty much the same. So, and they're on, and they take up a lot of money. He was on about 8 with us. He's never going to play in a million unless we get 4 injuries for keepers, which if we do, fair enough, but you can't really plan for having that with a lot of players on a lot of money. So we've got 350k for him, which I think is fine. That's great for us. Then the next one was Leo Fadan. Again, I think he's been with us since obviously he was a young player. He was on I think 3 or 4 maybe grand. He wasn't too much, but he was never going to play for us. So he was just quick and easy. Let him go free. Get rid of the money off the wage budget. Obviously he went back as part of the deal. Forrest, I tried to sell him. Worth 2.2, but I mean, you look at his stats, I don't see how he's worth that, but so be it. Nobody would take him, but Hull would take him, paying 100% his wages, whether he plays or doesn't play, and give me 20k a month. So I mean, that's 240,000 over the season potentially. And they said they'd buy him for about 800, I think it was, if they avoid relegation. So I felt it takes the wages out of the equation. Hopefully they'll buy him in season. If not, he's probably played a few games, worth a bit of money, and I can at least get rid of him to someone. There's a lot that sales. The loan deal I told you about. A few of these are just youngsters, nothing really special at all. Next one's Effie Ambrose. Again, I tried to sell him. No one would take him. He's on 17,000, which I just wanted to get rid of that. And you look at some of these: composure 9, concentration 4, decisions 3. I can't have those sort of players. Decisions are 3 in my back line. No, that's scary. Tried to give him away for nothing. No one would have him, so I loaned him out again. They're paying all his wages whether he plays or doesn't play. He's only got a year on his deal. I think they're only loaning him until January, but hopefully I can just get rid of him then. But either way, it saves some money on the wage budget, which it saves some money, and right now we just need to get as much money in the bank so we can try and spend that on regens. Coming into club that can start improving us, because always what I found what happens when you can't do this sort of save is you find a few good ones, and within like a season, well, basically like the next sort of following season, you're already getting bids from the bigger teams, and you'll end up losing a couple of those for 5 million, 6 million, maybe 10 million if they're really, really good. And then you swamp the money, you got like 30, 40 million in the bank. Adding on season tickets and other bits and Champions League money, and then you find in that place where you can actually start going out and buying better and better and better regens and coming into club, and then you can really start pushing on. And occasionally, obviously, buying some first team players if you require it. But that is our transfers so far. There is probably going to be more before the end of the window, I'd imagine. We'll see though. But if not, I mean, we have 1.3 million left, and wage budget remain 84,000. That's I say a big part of just getting the players out was to, because I think we started with about 10, 15, something like that. So we've managed to dramatically improve that, which is fantastic for us. Getting rid of players on like 21,000, 17,000, 14,000 has really helped us. Especially if I'm not going to play. There's still a few others. I'll quickly show you. I am looking to get, I think I've just moved one of them, but Boyata I want to get rid of. Decent player, but again, he's not got some great stats. Played with him last season, but in last game, he wasn't brilliant, and he was on a lot of money, like £14,000. I'm not happy with my defence. I'll put it that way. Colatore, Svichenko seems to it was really good for me in the last game, but he's took a bit of a beating. He wasn't he never had that 9 on the last game. I'm pretty sure it was like a 12 maybe or 11 at least. Something he was higher than this. But his stats seem to have taken a bit of a battering on this one. I've quite a few players I found on this Celtic. I'm just taking a bit of a dive in stats. Obviously, his stats injured. A lot of players start injured, especially in defence, as you can't notice there. 3 there. There's Commons. Griffiths just come back. He's just had a bit of a knock, but he's been playing for us. So yeah, it's been a bit of difficult. I mean, playing O'Connell, which I showed you previously, he's a really promising youngster. He's got a great determination there and some really decent stats. I mean, a passing of 14. I mean, you can't complain that for a centre half. Some good mentals. Hopefully, it can become good for us. But we'll have to see. He is still quite young, only 20. We'll have to see. I'm going to give him a new deal soon, I think. But I just want to give it. I like to give it a few game seasons to actually reward good form, rather than just give a deal as and when I think it helps kind of show. I mean, I don't know if that actually makes any difference, but I feel like if you give a deal to someone when they're not playing well, it kind of sets a bad precedent. I don't know if it takes that into effect or not. I don't know. But I just feel I like to see them, like, if they perform 3 or 4 games in a row, like actual proper games, not pre-season, and you give them a deal, and so go, hey, well done, good performances, here's your deal. I feel like that works better. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work that way. I like to think it does, but hey, stand corrected if not. So yeah, there's a few beers. I like Boya, and there is. Let's just sort by age because it'd be easy to find him. Gary McKessie, we're not playing with wingers, so he's utterly unneeded. He's another one that last game I was easily able to get rid of him. I mean, he's been injured from the game start, so that's probably hampered it. But I'm hoping that I'm going to let it fully recover because we've still got a while left, and then try and keep offering them out, and hopefully I can get rid of them. Him and Boyar, because again that's another 8 for him, 14 for them. So I mean that's £22,000 more. That gets over 100k then available here. And if we can add another million, let's say, into the bank, if we can go in with like 2.5 million, we can pick up a decent amount of regens then. Because I feel like £20 million balance, if we get into Europe, if we get Champions League, that's another 8 million we'll get in, I think it is. I think definitely in January we would get a bit of a boost to our funds. So again, we'll have to see. But that's everything done so far. Staff-wise, we did bring a lot of people. I mean, this was top, but I'm guessing someone's still taken us. Motherwell, it seems, decided to trump us in that area. But we've improved that, improved the scouting team, improved physio a little bit. Just got one in that just helped to take us over. Rangers, I think, was top. But overall, it's not too bad there. I mean, if you want to have a look through, you're more welcome to sort of. I'll scroll down that, but that's I can't scroll down any further. But that's the team. If you want to look, and anyone in particular you want to kind of look up yourself, you're more welcome to through there. I mean, the ones I brought in was ones I've used a lot of times before. Marko Mitrovic, he knows so many areas. It's just unbelievable. He's like his knowledge is just fantastic, and he's not bad at all. 16 to 14. And he only asks for £150 a week. Fantastic. I'll take that into the bank all day. But yeah, it's just mostly because of this knowledge he has. I just want to obviously boost our scouting world knowledge, and we're up to 35% now. And I want to keep boosting and get as many scouts as possible. Because the more you know, when the region comes straight through, when you do your first initial scout report on them, you're going to get a bigger knowledge of them from the off. So that'll help you be able to, like, especially if other clubs are interested, make a quicker decision whether to bring that player or not. But if other bids are accepted already, you can't wait a couple of months to get the full report on them. You can need to go straight away. So the more you know about them straight away, it can help you decide, do you go for him? That obviously don't happen to every player, but some players it does. So we're doing a lot of waffling there, but that's a bit more the admin and how it's been going. Quickly we'll just go over schedule wise, because we have played some of the qualifying. I decided not to do the trenching. I tried to put a bit of an accent on it, but it massively backfired there. But yeah, I decided not to play that one on the live com, just because I felt it's still not going to be a huge challenge. We've got Ludogorets in the playoff, so I mean they're a decent enough team. 3-star Bulgaria. I think they're a decent enough team, so that'll be a decent challenge, and it's one that I do think maybe we'll do a double live com, or maybe we'll do one of them. I'm not 100% certain on that one. Like I say, it's new to me cutting and editing and do all this sort of stuff, so it's not going to be brilliant at the moment, but going forward I am going to be doing a highlights package. You can't see what I mean in the next episode when I can highlight some games, but that does make me feel that potentially I might come back for the away leg and then I can obviously highlight these games in the middle, but we'll see how it goes. But definitely right now we're going to do the Motherwell one. But just to catch up, we had a few friendlies, did a bit of a tour I think over in Ireland. So Clifton Village Drogheda, beat them, Legia, how you sort of say that. Drew there, Crusaders 5-0. Then we got Dudelange, how do you say that I think? From they're an amateur club in Luxembourg. I mean, we're still getting used to the tactic, but I was a bit worried about only beating them 2-1 and then 3-2, but we got through, that's the main thing. 2-1 against Hibs, 6-0 against Trenching away. I did rest a few players for the home leg, but it was a bit disappointing that we only got 1-1. We did dominate. The thing is, we are dominating all these games, but we're not, on some of them, we're not really seeing them off. I'm struggling with Dembele as well. He really doesn't want to play into the role I want to play him as dealing forward. He doesn't like it one bit. I really don't feel like I've got great players in some of these positions at the moment, and it is a bit of a worry. That, I mean, if you can look at that, we're not really rated that well, bar a few positions, and it does slightly worry me going forwards. Dembele is definitely a concern. Griffiths is, as I say, just picked up a bit of head injury, I think. So he took after that last game, I think it was that Trenching game, he got a hat trick, and then he was injured for the return leg, and he's going to be injured for this game, so I have to go start Dembele up front. But we'll see how it goes. May need tweaking. I think it's going to be a work in progress constantly, but we'll see how it goes. One thing I found is we are getting smashed on the counter attack a few times. I think in the Hibs friendly, was it before this? Actually, no, it was the Trenching game. We were up. I think McGregor had it up top, and then just one long pun, and Connell and Torrio completely just couldn't get to it. Straight through the middle of them and back of the net. I am debating putting them on cover, try and get them to hold back a little bit more. The tactic is kind of trying to push them up and get out the opposition, so I don't know how that'd work to then have them on cover. I don't know, but that's one thing I may potentially look at. So let's get into the game. So team selection's done. Yep, done all that. Essien's not going to come on the bench. We'll leave him where he is. Select Smith. If you notice the instant result there, that is because some of the other saves, and when I do like challenges, I found that's a lot easier than having to do like go on holiday because you kind of miss important stuff. I do like a lot of try and do like a bit of challenges and stuff, and I'll hopefully do some on YouTube as well. But I'm trying to focus on this for now. But hopefully down the line, I'll look to add on some challenges and bits and bobs like that. But when like I say, I do quite a lot just on a computer, and when I do it, I find it's easier than doing the whole skip and stuff if I can just actually sim sort of the individual games need to do. So it's been useful to do that, I feel. Don't do obviously new stuff because I need to focus on the games, and whereas on the challenges you're not really as bored about the games. Maybe you're looking at how a signing develops or how something is or whatever it may be you're looking at. Whereas in obviously this you need to focus on the games, and you can't really do that if you're doing that. But that's just where it's there, because I know I'm sure someone will comment. But it's there, and I can't be bothered changing the skin all the time because that'd be way too much effort and takes long enough as it is. Right, let's get in this. Yeah, well, he can go do that. I'm not a big fan of the tunnel interviews because I always seem to be the same questions. Why do you leave this person out? What do you think of this person? Is this the threat? Yeah, great. So it's not major. I prefer interacting with players, to be honest. But let's get into the game. So Substitutions. He's done that. Yeah, sometimes I have to check over it because it's a bit over aggressive on the hard tackling, and then I had one cable in the last when I did this one Celtic in the FM16. I had 3 players sent off in the first half against I think it was Man City actually in the Champions League. We lost like 5-0 because it just absolutely just like red note. It was all defenders as well. I had a right back, left back, and centre back sent off. It was just a nightmare. I didn't even have that hard get stuck in anything like that turned on, but I guess I think it was just the hard tackling on the opposition instructions that must have been causing it, and maybe it was tired or something, I don't know, but that was ridiculous. So hopefully we don't have anything like that right now, touch wood. So let me just see. I kind of want to get this off to a good start. I'm go with this. I want to get off to a good start in the league because I want to get some momentum going. But let's just think. Go around that. Don't extend the key. I didn't extend it while I was doing some other bits, so I could actually see how things were looking. But yeah, I think it looks alright. I think there's a problem I found with this mode. It's been a bit jumpy. I know a few people have mentioned it as well. It's a bit. Let me try just normal 2D. It's hit and miss. I found it's really jumpy and so not so much in the others. But I'm gonna quickly change it over and let's just see what it's like in 2D. Do bear with me. I hope it don't crash on this. So that'd be ridiculous. But I'm just gonna quickly change it over because I don't want it to be super jumpy for everyone. Because that's gonna be really rubbish to have to watch. Let's just see what it's like on this one. It's a bit better. It's not 100% brilliant. I'm gonna have to have a look at that. Because normally it's been a lot better than that before Simon's recording. I don't know if it's just recording that's kind of messing with it, but we'll leave it on this for now because it seems to be okay, reasonably okay. Anyway, wow, we're not really doing much in this half so far. I feel like I haven't got any of my bits turned on. Match stats, smooth that. Let's get there. Let's get down here. I will add a few bits on that another time, I think, and maybe I'll get league table up as well. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this stage, but once we get into a bit more, it'll start to matter something. So let's get to the top half, side. Let's go down. Okay. So 83% pass, 54%, 5, 1 on target. So wow, that was absolutely nothing there. I'm not playing. Right. I'm gonna get aggressive because I want to see something in the second half. So things I'm not being. Sometimes we can play really, really well, and sometimes with this we can play it just like non-existent. And it really comes down to that midfield. If they're really not having it at that game, if they're really not involved. Oh, how did he miss it? Oh, he's got it. Gregor's got it. I mean, I'm gonna have to move this off a little bit. I think just slightly covering a bit too much potentially, but we're gonna see the replay anyway. I've got on Pango low, and this is like a giant football right there. What is going on here? I don't know what's going on. One of the things I did find was, I don't know if it's related, but I've got a really good graphics card that's in, and when I first loaded the game and did it, it said like 4.5 star, 5-star graphics and capabilities and all this. And then after like the first update patch, I think it was like 70.01 or whatever, and I reloaded it again. And I think I was loading up a Leeds one, just try it with them. Oh, Lucy's here. McGregor's made it 2-0. Come on, mid sentence there. But I loaded it again. It dropped down to 2.5 stars. Saying my graphics was 2.5 stars. I mean, it keeps doing it again. It's a bit weird. Oh, it's not liking it, is it? I'm gonna have to look at this. Dude, I really apologise. It's not been anywhere near as bad as this so far. I'm gonna just, yeah, we're gonna skip that. Right. I don't know why it's doing this. I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know if has anyone else had this issue where it just seems to have really downgraded your graphics for some apparent reason. I'm gonna have to look into it. Probably do a few tests. Because this is the first time I've done a live comms, recording, anything like that. But all the previous games, everything I've been watching, I've completely let the game go past me there. I realise I need to make subs and things, but yeah, kind of in the middle of saying that it just really seems to have like, in this one, it's really, I don't know if it's the recording it that's bringing it down, but I don't know. But the one thing I did notice, like I say, is it downgraded my what is my graphics on from one day to the next. So I don't know what happened that it did that. I feel like I've heard someone mention this, and whether it was Illusion maybe or someone else. I don't know. I'm pretty sure because I watch obviously a lot of FM content. I feel like someone else has mentioned that. But if you know who it was, drop a message. I'll go double check that and see if they've got a remedy for it. But I don't know if it's something needs patching. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Right, let's make some substitutions then. Armstrong. I don't want to bring Griffiths on because I don't want him getting further injured. I do struggle with Dembele, and I did struggle with him in the FM16 one I had last season with this. Really didn't like getting to Demon forward, but I feel it's the only way to couple up a shadow striker with a D lane forward. mean, it does sort of mention it in the blurb as well. So, and I did find that the Shadow Striker could score so many goals. I had Chris Commons in it last season and last game. First couple of seasons, oh, he bags and bags, and then I got a super regen, and it was just a match made in heaven. He came through as a Shadow Striker. He was fantastic. He scored absolute bags full. I think he broke the all-time sort of record goal scorers thing, and it was fantastic. Hopefully we can find that again, because that would be awesome. But I think we're gonna go with resting Tierney because he's quite knackered. I'm debating Armstrong because again he's having a fantastic game. 6 points, it's average. I don't know. We'll bring on Aya. But I prefer Aya to play in a deep lane because he's not really got the physical stats to be an up and at it. But we'll put him in there. We're 2-0 up. I don't want to disturb the deep lane for near bitten for him. So we'll do that. Bring him in. See what happens there. Just don't know what's going on here. Why is Quick Gordon's pulled back? Did I hover over him? I think I hovered over. That's what I did. Alright, we've got one more substitution I think to make. Christie, Stig. I don't know what to make on this one. I feel like we're gonna go with Bitten. Bring on Elena. Because Christie in these game times, I wanted to develop. He's not. He's more of an AMC than a centre mid, so I'm trying to develop him into that role. So he needs game time in there to develop it. So the extra game time, the better. Why not? But it looks like we're going to get a 2-0 win here. I know I've not commented so much on this, but there has been that graphics kind of laggy issue, which has kind of took precedent on this. I do really apologise for that. Hopefully you've enjoyed it anyway, regardless to that. 2-0 win. We've got off to a really good start. That's good win. Good win. Most team played alright. Let's go post-match analysis. So when I've quick look, 60% possession, and that's kind of one of the things I've got. I love possession, and I like having a kind of a dominating team. I know I didn't go super hard into the tactics before, so I'll have a quick look at that before we sign off for this episode. I don't want it to drag on too long, but obviously that is kind of the formation I'm going with. I've gone with a few different variants. The striped arrows because it all looks like an arrow up you're gonna get. Just in case you wonder what striped arrow before you think no naughtiness, turn that brain off. That naughtiness right there. It's striped arrows, not strip something. But it does actually look like it could say defensive strip. Yeah, I might have to change that now. It's like strip tease, defensive strip tease. But no, all seriousness. I like wing backs on attack. I've really felt that over the last few FMs they give you so much more than even wingers do. I feel like wingers can just have like a 6.7 game, 3 games in a row and not do anything, and then have like a 9. Whereas a wing back, they tend to at least give you like a 7.2. Since most games, unless they make a massive mistake, generally they give you over a 7, and especially if they can contribute an assist or a goal. I feel like surely having them then full of confidence from that will only aid you in defence. If they're full of confidence going into that challenge, surely they're more likely to win it. I don't know. That's my thinking on it, but who knows. But that's why I really want to contribute, to get those into the team, and I felt like having them wingers in front of them just took away from them. So then it was kind of coming into, well, how do I combat that? In my last series, I didn't do this one. Didn't have a DM. I had a 3 at the back, and I had the wing backs pushed into actual wing back positions with a 3 and a 1-1 sort of thing there. I've decided to change it a little bit for this one and drop a DM in because they were playing out of position. Neither of them were really wing backs, and when I looked at it, it just hampered them so much. And they're both going to have to learn the roles, and I felt that's just going to cause so many issues that I'm going to have them have to learn the roles when they're my best players. I want them in the best positions and performing for me. So I decided to sacrifice that. Rather than having 5 at the back with 3 in the 3 centre halves and 2 wing backs, was have the DM on the defensive midfielder, hopefully screening in front. Running playmakers on my other sort of one I've got sort of 2. I'm trying to click on it. Deep line playmakers with an advanced playmaker on attack. I don't know. I'm playing with a few different bits, trying to look at it, see how it works. That's all the instructions I've gone for. it's a work in progress, and it's down to change. It's bound to change as we go on. But I have liked the Shadow Striker. I have liked that, and in my last one, I say I got bags of goals at him, and if you can couple it up with the right striker, I feel like it'll work. In my last save I did, I ended up selling Dembele and Griffiths. Griffiths in the first season, I think like ended the first season. Dembele ended the second one, and got a proper sort of deep lane forward in. Yeah, the regen actually. I can't remember a lot like playing into one, but I think that you can get the right two in combination. That's lethal. And at the moment, we've not got strength in here. Like Bitten, he was another one I think's been downgraded in this game because he was like a 4-star for me from the off in the last one. He's got that potential 4-star on here. Obviously, he's not playing his preferred role, but it just feels like he's been downgraded. It feels like so many players have been downgraded a little bit, but I don't know. It's just one of those things. Hopefully, because it's one thing that did quite annoy me is Craig Gordon, who was a really good, solid keeper for this team, got knee tendonitis halfway through the season in the first season when I did um, my FM16 version of sort of this, and then retired at the end of the season. So I saw the keepers, and then was like, oh great, no keeper. So I had to go. I think I got Schmeichel on that your transfer list, but less of that, more of this. We got a 2-0 win. There's the tactics. Again, this was kind of a lengthy one because we've gone over a few other bits as well, and some transfers. The next episode, I think we're going to come back for the Ludogorets away game. We're going to hopefully get into the Champions League. If we do, usually get the Champions League group stage draw the day or two after, so then we'll do that in the same episode, get through that. Also, I'll go over if there's been any other transfers in, and there will be a highlight sort of package put together of all the games that have come in here. Hopefully you'll like it. Hopefully you like this. Do leave a like if you have. If you've got any comments, any ways I can improve things, any thoughts on why that the graphics has taken a massive hit in the ratings, I want to try and look into this and improve it for next time. But please do bear with, let's say, it's the first ever FM17 series, the first ever YouTube series. Really trying to make it as good as I can for you. There's going to be mistakes, there's going to be issues, but hopefully we're going to work these out together and make this save into an awesome save, and that you'll really like. If you have, like and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter if you want to, at Mr. Wilson FM. But for now, thanks for watching.